So we are live. So welcome you guys to today's class. Today's class we're going to be talking about understanding what we call target audience. And this is one of the most important thing in marketing. In any form of anything you're going to be doing in this course, if you understand this, you are good to go. Because one thing about target audience is that target audience is what is going to help you identify those that are going to buy from you. So you can see here that this is just a fundamental training for marketing students to help them learn how to identify, analyze, and reach the right people with the right messaging. So, like I talked about yesterday, there is comedy, for instance, Taoma in Nigeria, who talks about childhood memories and turns it into a form of content. She understands that niche is for her to entertain people. So that means anybody that is probably a black man or an African who has that same childhood experience will be able to relate. That's what she's building, what connection with her audience. So she understands that her target audience is anybody that has a childhood experience, that same childhood experience that she had, and can find it relatable. That is just simple and straight to the point. That is, she understands the target audience. Now, for a business that runs a shoe brand, if it's tailored towards males or it's tailored towards unisex, that's both genders, then the person knows that, okay, now what kind of shoes are we talking about? Are we talking about corporate shoes? Are we talking about sandals? Are we talking about sneakers? So these are the specificity that now helps you know who is the person that is going to be interested in buying this product from me based on the product I'm selling. That helps you determine who is going to be the right person to buy this stuff. So let's go to what we're going to be diving into today. So this presentation is to guide us through one of the most essential concepts in marketing, from defining your audience to segmenting the market and then applying real life examples. Then each section builds on the last to give us a comprehensive and practical understanding. So we're going to be talking about what target audience is, why it matters, how to identify and segment, and then we're going to be talking about practical case studies in understanding and having a perspective of what target audience is. So the bigger question is now, what is target audience? So target audience is defined as a specific group of people identified as intended recipient of a message, product, or service. They are individuals that are mostly likely to be interested in and benefit from what you are offering. So, why does target audience have to do with social media management or your social media marketing? So, what target audience has to do with that is because of, first of all, you are sending a message. You are trying to communicate. Oh, I have this product. I have a laptop. You need it. Who needs it? Students need it for their final year project. Um, Career people need it for their office work. Business owners need it for their staff to work at their office. Those are target audience. Why? Because they have a specific need. So the laptop is solving that specific need for them. I don't know if you understand. So that is just what target audience is. The goal is for you to take the need that a person needs. For example, like I can see Tambeka is wearing a what's it called? A kind of earphone with microphone. Why does she need it? She needs it for online meeting. That's a product. So that product, you're now trying to define who are the people that are going to need that particular product. So even as a marketer or a digital marketer, you need to understand, oh, why would somebody buy this product? Why should somebody buy this product? Is it something that solves a particular problem for them? Okay, solve this particular problem. Then how do I now communicate that message to them? That is just it. So in practical, rather than just blasting a broadcasting message to everybody, marketers focus on effort on a defined group. So those efforts you focus on, these are the specific. That's what we talk about. I talked about it yesterday. Um, it's called customer avatar, or we can call it target audience, where um, you have defined the specific kind of person you're looking for. So now let's do it for example. Let me use relationship for example. I believe everybody has a particular spec they like, both male or female. Some of you, as a ladies' name, I like it tall, dark, and handsome, kind of guy and has money, that's what we call target audience. So you understand, oh, if this guy is not tall, he's not dark, he's not I say he's not fair, he doesn't have money. He's not my target audience, not somebody I want. That's just target audience. So me as a guy now, I like a lady that is fair, she's pretty, she's good looking, she dresses well, she is intelligent, can have good conversation. That could be my target audience. So any lady that doesn't fit into that category, I'm not going to date her. I'm not going to talk to her. She's not my spec, like we see. So that is a basic understanding what target audience is. So that alone, when you have that mindset, understanding with relationship already, you already know that okay now, even when it now comes to business, the products you're trying to sell, the business I'm working for, maybe it's a agricultural firm where they sell farm produce like eggs. So who are the people that need eggs? That's the question you need to ask yourself. Are they business owners? Are they caterers? Are they people that like to eat in the morning? Are they family people? You need to know those are questions you ask yourself. So you're trying to profile them to be sure that these are the kind of people that need it. What is their daily lifestyle? So those are the things you questions you'll be asking yourself. You're trying to put yourself in the shoes of that person that's going to buy the product. That's just it. So this makes communication more precise, budget more efficient, and then outcomes more predictable. Because even you yourself, you are your own target audience. I will not lie to you. Why are you your own target audience? Because you have your own goals, you have your own ambitions, you have your desires, and you have your specific things that you like. So for instance now, that some of us say that I don't like beans. So if I come to sell beans to you, you won't eat it because you don't like it. There's some people here that don't like yam. There's some people here, I know most of us here like rice, so I won't say nobody likes rice because rice is a common food. But I know beans, most people don't like beans. Most people don't like yam. Some people don't even like plantain. That's to tell you. So everybody has what they like. So that makes you your own target audience depending on what you like. So think of it as the difference of shouting in a crowded room versus speaking directly to one person in front of you. So that means that let's say we're in this meeting now. I'm saying good afternoon, everyone. Good evening, everyone, because we're in the evening. Everybody's going to respond. But I want Tambeka to respond to me. So I have to specifically call Tambeka's name. So understanding target audience helps you to call out those that would be interested, likely to be interested in your product. That is just it. Those that are likely to be interested in your product. Straight to the point. So imagine now you're in a football stadium for those of us that watch football, and you're trying to call somebody and say fans. Everybody will respond to you because they're like, who is the fan they are trying to respond? So you now call the person's name. Like maybe this person's name is James now. Then whoever is in the stands will say, oh, I'm James. Raise up his hand and say, I'm just able to identify who James is. So that is just what target audience is all about. So the next thing, why does target audience matter? So understanding your audience is not just about practice, it's the foundation of every effective marketing strategy. Without it, the most creative campaigns can miss the mark entirely. So what that means is that your post, your content will not be able to communicate to your audience at all. Because the audience will be like, how does somebody who is selling bags be talking to me about crypto trading? How did they relate? Or be telling to me about election? Though you can have content around that, but they are not so relatable. Just want you to have a perspective of that. Then, so why does it matter? Number one, it avoids wasted effort. That means that resources, your time, the budget are directly towards people who are likely to respond. So you have more of a tailored approach. You know who you are going for. You know who you are going for. You're not just looking for anybody. You're looking for specific people who are interested in that product. Number two, it improves product relevance. So products and services can be tailored to specific needs, preferences, and pain points of your audience. The most important thing about being a digital marketer, being a social media manager, being what's the name? Being a social media marketer is to communicate the pain point that your product I'm going to be selling, the service I'm giving you, solves the person's problem. Once you understand that, you're good to go. You're good to go. So when you go to do your presentation to maybe in the company you're working with, you're doing your presentation, what you're trying to do is what am I going to say to my manager that's going to listen to me and push maybe the sponsored ad you want to run or push this content or maybe create a content that's going to be like, wow, I like this. Why? Because you understand the pain point of the audience you are going to, and then how to build a connection with your brand, with the brand you're working with, or with your personal brand, with the audience. That's simple. Next thing is it enhances communication. That's your messaging, how you talk about it, that's the tone, the channels, choices can be fine-tuned to resonate deeply with the right people. So if you love Instagram, create videos, someone that is very free with himself. One thing I know people love is that a lot of people that just like to express themselves out of the blue. Just open your mouth and talk about, okay, like today now, today was Easter, just maybe put a recording online on my phone. Oh, my day was so wonderful. I spent time with my family and I was able to talk to my uncle about, I'm learning digital marketing now. I was telling him that I'm going to like to create a page, and I was so excited that, I'll be able to come up with content because I was looking at a way of starting content creation for his company, and then I'm excited to work with him. That's the content I can come up with, and then you post it. Then tomorrow we can talk about, tomorrow is Saturday. Saturday probably I stay at home and watch TV. Just talk about your day. That's a form of content. That's for majorly for brands, for personal brands. That's form of content. Some of you see content like that. Some people even do content when they go to an event, they will just talk, they just have a voiceover, they just do a record, they don't have to show their face, just do a recording of what they are doing, someone to record there. You can even do it about your day. Maybe you go to work, or maybe you're an intern somewhere, or maybe you're going to church. Just create some content, form of content. Oh, after sacrament meeting, you went to do something, maybe you went to have dinner with your family, you went to see your friend, you went to watch a movie, something like that. These are things that I think somebody's using up his hand or so. Okay. See, how can someone summon courage? My dear, you have to summon courage. You. I won't lie to you. You have to summon courage. The thing is, you just have to start from somewhere. It will become part and parcel of you. If you don't start, you're not going to get anywhere. That's what I will tell you. Yeah, and moreover, you're more what that's one I asked you. What I was saying in the morning. What do you really want out of life? I know some of us are introverts. I'm also an introvert, but I have to build out my extroverted side. Like sometimes when I want to come for classes like that, I feel tensed because I'm very, very introverted, but I've moved beyond the introverted stage because I realized that, man, if I stay in as an introvert, I'm not going to make money. People are not going to know me. I'm not going to make impact. So my real heart desire is to make impact in digital marketing, to get impact people, where people get to know more about it, let people understand it, and let people be able to use it to make money from themselves. My joy in the next 10 years to see you as an outlier in digital marketing industry where you're a big boy, you're a big girl, and you know, you're making good, you're able to provide for your family, and then you're also impacting others. That would be my desire. Because when we meet in the future, you'll be like, oh wow, I met Mr. Musa, who taught me digital marketing, and that same skill I'm using it to make money, I'm using it to fend for my family. So the thing is that you just have to tell yourself, I can do this. And what I would suggest is put yourself out there. You will make mistakes, yes, but over time you get used to it. It's not easy, but put in the work. That's what I would say. Just do it. Don't think too much. Just do it. If you need your siblings to encourage you, get more people that will encourage you more to do it than people that will make you feel bad for that kind of thing. So the next thing is increasing success rate. That's campaign built around a clearly defined audience consistently outperform a generic or a broad spectrum effort. So, like I said, if I'm trying to talk to James and I'm calling everybody in the stadium fans, or maybe Manchester United fans, or Chelsea fans, or maybe let's say Liverpool fans. I'm not going to be able to get James, but once I call James' name, James is going to respond to me. So it's easier for me to specifically target James than just shouting a broad name. So next thing we have now is yeah, components of target audience. Very, very important. So these are things that are going to help you identify your target audience. Number one is demographics. So what are demographics? Demographics are measurable characteristics. Number one, their age, their gender, how much are they making, the income level, the education, the occupation. This is typically a starting point for audience analysis. So it's very important for you to know their age, their gender, their income, their occupation. The next thing we have is the geographics. That's what location, where did they live? Are they Nigerians? Are they South Africans? Are they Zimbabweans? Are they Zambians? Are they Kenyans? So those are things will help you know. Okay, they are in my country. So The question is, what's their age? What's their age range? And how much can they really afford this product I'm trying to advertise? Can they really afford this creation of content I'm trying to? Is this something that they'll be able to resonate with? Then, what is their educational level? Are they people that went to school? Are they intelligent enough to be able to read? Do they know how to read and write? Do you understand? Do you understand English? Do you understand your local dialect? Depending on the kind of content you want to create. What's their occupation? These are things you need to identify. Then their physiographics is their lifestyle. What kind of life do they live? Are they extrovert? Are they introvert? What are their interests? Do they like football? Do they like basketball? Do they like food? Their attitudes? What are their value systems? What are their personality traits? So these are the questions you need to ask yourself. Then you have to explain the why behind their purchasing decision. So those are things that's going to help you. Okay, why did this person want to? But like for me now, I'm a Manchester United fan. I like football. So if you are going to sell me a jersey, if you sell me a Chelsea jersey, I won't buy because I'm not a Chelsea fan. But if you sell me a Manchester United jersey, I will buy because of that's my club. So that is what I'm interested. I'm interested in football. So if I'm interested in movies, if you advertise a movie to me, what kind of movies? Is it science fiction? I like science fiction. Is it historian movie? I like historian movie. Is it an action movie? I like it. So is it a drama? Yes. Is it a romance? I may not like romance. So you need to find out all these interests. What are this audience you are looking at, depending on the brand you are working with, or if it's your own personal brand. What are they interested in? What would they like to see? And sometimes you will notice that even some of the creators, they always ask, please, what kind of content do you like me to create? Because most times they're always out of ideas. So they're asking their audience to give them feedback on what they would like to see. And it makes their work much more easier. So another thing is also is the behavioral component of target audience, which how audience interact with products. That's their buying frequency, brand loyalty, the usage patterns, and responses to previous marketing effort. So that one is a advanced stage because that really has to do with a working with people that have already bought from you and then getting them to be consistent buyers from that particular product that you're advertising to them. So let's go into the example. Let's see it. So an example we have now is a fashion brand, for instance. So our target audience is young women, that's gender, age, they're between 18 to 25. Then this is for content because I know that most 18 to 25 years might not be able to afford some kind of luxury clothes. But living in urban areas, that's location and geographics, highly trend conscious, active on social media, that's their interest. So you can see how it has identified those things. Then why does it work? The messaging or the content I'm going to create, focusing on visual platforms like Instagram, TikTok, which is fast moving and style led content. Straight to the point. So the person has already identified his target audience. That means he knows the kind of content you want to create and the kind of people that will be attracted to his content. Simple. The next one we have is a baby food company. Their parents, his parents, that's that both male and female now. But the parents now are around between 25 to 40. But in your country, you have to look at the average age that people get married. So in Nigeria, it might be between 28 to 29. So in your country, it might be between 30 to 31, or maybe even 24, 22 to 23, depending on the country you're in. So that those are things you need to really think about when you look at your target audience because they are parents. So when do people get married in your country? You can also do research. You can ask, yeah, when do people get married in this country, in Kenya? And then I'll bring it out. So all these things, like, in subsequent videos, we'll be doing some of them. So we'll see now here I can bring out all these things without having to stress yourself. Many years ago, about 5 years ago, before the advent of AI, rampant, the AI became very rampant. Um, I used to do my research. I will go on Google or ask questions on Reddit, on other platforms to know to be sure that I'm doing the right thing. Sometimes I will sit down and think before I can now start creating my content or creating my account. But now with the advent of AI now, everything is easier and faster. So within maybe 10 minutes I'm done what I'm doing or 20 minutes I'm really done. Then with then you can see the age between 25 to 40 with infants and toddlers are those that have given birth. Then concern about the nutrition and the safety, that's their interest. Then we can see the why does it work? They want to build trust because of it has to do with food and its baby's health. So you see health certification, then parents focus channels like YouTube or parenting blogs. That's the platform where they can be found. That's why I've seen it's YouTube and parenting blog. Then we have seen a fintech app as another example where we have a tech-savvy millennium. Then their age between 20 to 35, they are smartphone dependent. They are also seeking um, convenient financial tools. So why does it work? It's a first app experience, digital advertising. You can easily reach them because of their smartphone dependent and they'll be on social media platforms. So their language and languages that speak to people that are looking for independence or financial empowerment. So those are the interests of people that are looking for. So once you have an understanding of those interests, you are good to go. So next thing now is how to identify target audience. So audience identification is both an art and a science. So the most reliable approach combines primary research, that's speaking directly to people, which is actually the old way, but people still do it, and which is a secondary research analyzing existing data and market trend. So the old way people do it was they will go to meet people. Though it's not still actually an old way. They still do it just because people's interest, people's what do you call it, motives change. So because of that, you need to, depending on the company I work with, there are some tech companies that do these surveys that they go to the markets, talk to people, their target audience, or they can call them on phone, they have access to their number, to better know how they can improve on their product or better serve them. So the first thing you need to do, they do is analysis, research, that they conduct surveys, they ask people questions about, oh, what do you think about this product? What do you think this product can do better? Like for instance, I don't know, for those of us in Nigeria, we know Indomie, that's the noodles. For those of us in other African countries, I don't know if you have things like Indomie, but noodles or maybe spaghetti. But I wanted to use Indomie as an example. So I was reading the history of Indomie in Nigeria, and when Indomie first came, they made a lot of losses because here in Nigeria we like pepper, especially the Yorubas. The Yorubas like peppers a lot. So they did their survey and they begin to ask people, why are people not buying this? They said because it's not pepperish. So they created another brand where we have Indomie pepper soup, and that's very pepperish. I love that Indomie so much. I think they started rebranding and creating more. So they started to add pepper to their Indomie, and people began to buy. Even normally now, though the pepper is not that effective, we have to use our own pepper, local pepper, to make our food more attractive, to make the Indomie more attractive to us. Why? Because they did their survey, because they wanted to make money. They understood the market, that market is not buying because there's something they are reacting to. Let me give you another example. When Nescafe tea, I think maybe let me use Nescafe, I've forgotten the brand particularly, wanted to enter India, they found out that Indians don't like tea. So what did they do? They knew that the generation they were selling to, they didn't grow up with tea. So what did they do? They took their time, they began to sell tea to the younger generation. That's generations between they are growing up between, let's say, 5 years old to about 20 years old. So when those people now got to about in 10 years time, they will be about teenagers and what they call youth, young single adults. So they now began to introduce their product because they understood that, oh, a generation has to grow with that particular thing to like it. So they took their time, and that's majorly for big brands because if you're a small business, you may not really have that strength to go through that long process, that kind of thing. So just to tell you that they understand the market and how, and the people that are going to be buying from them. The next thing we have is the customer analysis. That's analyze pattern, how people buy your product and how they interact with your product if they service product, and then you use those feedback to improve your product. Then next we have is the platform insight, which uses social media and analytics, that's social media analytics dashboard. Then we have what we call competitor analysis, that's where you and research your competitor, you check what they are doing that is different from you. That's if you're in the same market, what are they doing better than I am doing? Why are they getting this engagement? What kind of content are they creating? Can you replicate that content? And then how they position themselves to the market, how they are being perceived by people who are seeing their social media. So those are things that you do. So sometimes content creation is not really hard. Apart from even using AI, you check what your competitors are doing. So if you're in, let's say, a data marketer, check what other data marketers are doing on LinkedIn. Check what other content creators are doing on social media platform. Pick ideas from them, and then from there, you're good to go. So each step builds on the last. That's you start with your own data, then you expand outwards, then you combine multiple methods to give you a richer and more reliable picture of who you should be speaking to. So that's just it. So the next thing is the three evergreen markets. So this is one thing I like to talk about in form of when I talk about target audience, so that people can understand the markets that are evergreen. So even if you don't get internship, You can have something to actually do with. You can have markets that you can go into and make money from it. Because all these things are things that should be implemented and also be done outside just your internship. You can also do it personally, personal level. So according to Russell Brunson, almost every profitable business operates within these three fundamental and perpetual markets. Understanding which of these markets, understanding which market your audience belongs to is critical for refining your strategy. So number one market we have is the health and wellness. For me to be here today means that I'm hale and hearty. So you can see me talk live, you can hear my voice, and you know that yeah, this person is well, this person is okay. I'm not coughing, I'm not sneezing, I'm not looking like someone that is half dead. I'm looking healthy. So every human being needs health to be okay. That's why doctors will always keep making money. That's why pharmaceutical companies keep making money. Pharmacists keep making money. Why? Because we need to be healthy and well. Also, you can see this encompasses fitness, diet, weight loss, mental well-being. In Africa, I know mental well-being is not so much talked about, but it's also important because if you're not in a good mental state, a madman cannot be in front of you teaching you today now. They can't, it's not possible. So health, and wellness is very critical to our human being, our livelihood. So humanity's eternal quest is to feel better, live longer, and fuel that fuels this market. So humanity today now create a machine that can help you live 1 to 1,000 years, and it's very affordable. Many of us are going to buy it, or I create a drug or a supplement that can make you live to like 2,000 years. Many of us will want to buy it. Why? Because we want to live long and want to be healthy and ill and healthy. So the next one we have is the wealth and finance. This covers money. The reason why you are here today is because of you want to use digital marketing to make money. You want to be employed to make money. You want to use it to improve your business. So it's all about money. So it covers making money, it covers investing, it covers business, it covers career growth. The universal pursuit of financial security and independence drives consistent demand. So if you can show people how to make money, you make a lot of money. Like this, even this digital market I'm teaching you today. After this class, you can also teach somebody and you can charge somebody for it at the end of the class. All those trainings that are on the YouTube channel, you can go and watch them. After understanding it, you can get employed immediately within your country if you know what you are doing. I'm telling you, if you know what you're doing with after you can go and watch that training, you can spend the whole weekend watching those trainings. On Monday or Tuesday when work resumes, you can go for a job opening at digital marketing company or any company that's doing for a digital marketer or a social media manager and social media what's it called a social media marketer, and you get a job because of you know what it takes to deliver on the job. It's all about making money. So the next thing we have is the last one is relationship. Everybody, some of us have boyfriends, some of us girlfriends, some of us have somebody that we are fiancé, they are married, some of us are married, some of our friendships. So relationship and lifestyle are very important. Personal development also very important because it's our innate human desires for love, for connections and belonging that ensures its enduring relevance. So it's very important for us to at least we have siblings we talk to, we have family members we talk to, we have one girl that I or you have a crush, and then some of us are laughing. So these are things that are part of our human desires. They are part of us. So it's not something you can say, oh, I want to stay single for life. We all desire. It's part of our innate desire. And these are things that sells. These are evergreen market because we cannot do without it. There is no man that is an island of his own. That's very important for us. So the next thing is audience segmentation. So audience segmentation refers to the process of dividing a broad market into a smaller or a more defined group so that each can be served with a more targeted and relevant approach. So what this means is that you are dividing a big group into a smaller group. That means like for instance now in I don't know some those of us that are scientists what we call catalyst. Catalyst is this kind of thing that you put into to make something that is big smaller. So let's say for instance now my goal now is to go from here to South Africa. You know there are some flights that are direct to South Africa There are some flights that are maybe I think Kenya Airways and some other airways. So I have to first land in maybe Kenya first before I get to South Africa. So what that does, that's breaking my step. So I go to Kenya first before I now get to South Africa because South Africa is my destination. So that's breaking bigger and more complex audiences, or let's say broader audiences, into smaller and relevant ones. So for example, we have niche markets. This is a very specific and narrow defined audience. So that is what does that mean? Like example, you are saying veg protein supplement for competitive female athletes. So that is a narrow. So that means they are only selling this is a particular audience they are communicating to. So they can have supplement, protein supplement for children. They can have protein supplement for what's it called? For adults also. That's male adult, male athlete also. So this, but this is a niche market because it is narrowed to just a particular set of people. So that has high relevance and low volume. The next thing we have is broad market. That this is a general audience which is shared or loosely defined characteristics. Example, a grocery delivery app for busy households. So that's the broader audience. Then the next one we have is the multiple segments. That's defined as different offerings and messages crafted toward distinct groups simultaneously. Like for example, we have a bank, a bank marketing student account, and we have a family savings plan. And another one we have is a business loan at once. So those are different forms of markets that one can have. These are things that once you have an understanding of it, will help really in your marketing and your message. So most times it's not about going broad. You can actually have segmented audiences. The next thing we have is the case study now. Let's look at that. What I just talked about now. So this is another case study. So let's apply everything we have covered to a single and practical example. So this is an online platform targeting learners. So what does this do? Online platform is a learning platform. Let's say our YouTube platform now. So you are the target audience. Demographics, and I can see it has been defined as demographics, 16 to 30 years of age. Who are they? They are students, they are early career professionals, like some of us. Also, all genders, that's both men and females, their income level seeking affordable option. So if we were charging for this class now, maybe nothing less than $5, maybe $5 for this entire training, 3 weeks training. So something like that. So those are the demographics. Now, what are the physiographics? They are interested in education, they are interested in skill development, they are also interested in career development, that they are motivated by career growth, conscious and self-directed learners. I hope some of us here are self-directed learners, that we don't need somebody to motivate us to go and learn. And lastly, we have their behavior. Active internet users, yes, they are comfortable with digital tools and likely to compare course online and seek peer reviews before enrolling. So that's before they become paying people. So I'm going to leave this discussion prompt because we don't have time for that. So let's go to the key takeaways from today's class. So understanding target audience is not just a one-time exercise. It's an ongoing process of number one, you need to do your research, you need to refine your research and engagement. So that engagement is putting out your content or maybe putting out an advert. Use these principles as a foundation every time you design a marketing strategy. So number one is to define before you design. That's identify your target audience for creating any message, any product, any campaign. Clarity at the start saves significant effort. So like I said in my examples, you need to know who they are calling. You need to profile who your person you're going to be targeting in your content is. So once you have that, you know what you're going to do. Next thing is use all four components. Demographics alone is not enough. Use the geographic, that's the location, the physiographics, that has to do with their interest, the behavioral data for a complete audience profile. Very important. Then segment strategically. So it depends on the segment you want to talk to. So it can even be your content can be directly towards females, can be directly towards males. So depending on who you feel that content should go to. So those are things that will help better in your content and also in your ads. Then we have research continuously. So you must always stay in is it this industry is an industry that is you have to keep learning. It's not an industry where you just learn and then whatever you're learning you just keep staying the same. Things change. So The thing that may working for you today may not work tomorrow. So you have to keep staying relevant. You need to stay active to learn things continually because your audience will always evolve. So you visit your audience profile using surveys. That's why companies go out to ask people for their feedback, analytics, and also monitor what your competitors are doing to stay relevant. So what are the common mistakes in defining target audience? Number one, going too broad. Though in some of the videos are going to be when it comes to ads, that's Facebook ads, broad targeting is important because of that's what works now. But then years back, broad targeting was not working. But in your content, you might always want to call out people that you know that will be interested in your product. That's your customer, your target audience, or your customer avatar. So believing everyone is your customer results in generic messaging that results in no one or wasted um, precious resources. The next is ignoring data. Your analytics is very, very important. So just relying on your intuition or outdated assumptions rather than leveraging market research and analytics leads to misguided effort. So you need to do your research and know what your audience will like, what they are interested in, and then craft it around that particular content you're about to create or that ad you're going to create. Then failing to update that means, like I said, market trends, customer needs constantly evolved. Like for instance, now there are some people that don't like conflicts, and maybe in over time they develop a love for conflict maybe through their friends. Or there's something that like those people that I told you now, they don't like tea, for example. And those people, the business understood that they had to go to a particular generation, that's the younger generation, to begin to introduce it. So it now became a cultural thing that they are used to. So those are things that you need to also do. And the most important thing is the pain point. The goal of you have understanding target audience is solve their problem for them. Neglecting that is going to be catastrophic. So most of your messaging is going to be around, oh, you are trying to solve their problem. And one of the most perfect way of doing that is storytelling. Storytelling will help you a lot. Storytelling. If you know how to tell stories, you're a good writer. You know how to write like fictional things, things that um that are not real that you can just come up with your head and talk to people about. You're going to actually see that many of your content are going to get engagement. Very important. And so once you understand, oh, this product solve this problem for these people, then you now start to think about how do I now communicate this product to them, which addresses their true needs and also it leads to missed opportunities. That's when you don't understand how to solve that particular audience's or customers' challenges. That's their pain point. So the next thing we have is the conclusion, and then we have your assignment for the week. So we have conclusion, which is empowering your strategy. So mastering your target audience is the most powerful factor in crafting impactful marketing, achieving business goals. So once you understand target audience, understand how to solve the customer's pain point, address customer's pain point through the product advertising, that which goes beyond just the demographics, the geographic, the physiographics, and the behavioral data from having deep understanding of all those things, then now knowing what kind of message to craft, you are good to go. Then also, target audience is the foundational driver for effective communication and overall business success. Yes, very important. And then lastly, the continuous evolution. So it's a market or an industry that evolves. So it helps you to even stay improving yourself. You need to keep reading, you need to keep studying, you need to keep improving yourself. That's what I say. You need to keep analyzing. You need to keep knowing, oh, what's the new trend, what's the thing that is trending now. You need to stay active about it. So that's something. So the assignment I'm going to give you us is here. So I'm going to drop the slide after so you can look at the assignment. So what I want you to do is, because this is social media management class. So once you are going to be sending your assignment to me, I'm also going to drop my email. So I'm going to type it. So just for you to pick any brand of your choice, any company of your choice. Maybe but it has to be a business. Then define their target audience. That's they're going to talk about the demographics, the physiographics, the behavioral data, and they're into what they're interested in. Those things specifically state them. Then the characteristics define them. Then where they can be found. So those are different things you're going to put in your assignment. So I will write a structure at the end of this class on how the assignment is going to look like. So that's just an example. So once you see that, you'll be able to um, send the assignment to me. I'm going to give you the email. I'm going to send the assignment. So these are things that are going to carry marks. So please do the assignment. These are things that once I begin to score, they are going to be used as your assessment, and those are things that's going to help you qualify for internship. So we have come to the end of today's class. I would like to take questions for those of us that have questions. Yes, Anthony.
Yeah, thank you for today's class. It was so eye-opening. The first question is maybe your thoughts on AI's role in social media management.
AI.
Because we are can you hear me?
You said AI.
I said,
Yeah.
can you
Yes, I can hear you.
can you see the role of AI in social media management,
Yes.
especially in the areas of automation, where there are certain things that we can just do and they keep repeating themselves, these repeatable tasks like posting. And then the next one is, do you think that segmentation also will help us know which channels or platforms to use when we are targeting those audiences? The way you had explained earlier that TikTok is for this kind of people, Facebook, LinkedIn. So does this segmentation affect the platforms that we use to post the content? Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. So your first question, AI in automation, social media management. Well, that is a little bit. I don't want to say. I don't want to say it's a little bit complex because I don't know your knowledge, the level of knowledge you have when it comes to AI. So because of that, there's what we call AI agents, for instance. So AI agents, we can deploy AI agents to be able to do some of these tasks, but it's still advisable because to do it yourself because of scalability, and also because if AI can replace you, then the business now doesn't need you. So what I would just say is that as important as AI is, you can use AI to do what you want to do, like automate posts. Yes, AI can do all those things. There are some platforms like that. There are even people that build AI agents to create posts on what's it called, on LinkedIn for them, and constantly do it. Now, so the thing is that you want to know how to create those agents yourself. So I think I know somebody that did one for X, a platform. He built an AI agent for his own personal brand, and it's always posting for him. So, but the complexity is that you need to understand how to code, and then how to also what's it called, um, link the social media's API. Like for instance, you need to know how to link X API to that platform. You're building a platform. That's where you come about vibe coding. So you can watch some videos on what's it called, on YouTube about vibe coding. I think Lovable has something like that, but it has to do with coding. So you have to code that platform. Then you also have to host the platform online. Then that platform, you also have to connect it now to Facebook, for Facebook to be connected to your page, for that thing to now begin to create content for you automatically. So majorly it's advisable for I would say you should not go and tell your business owner that, though if you know how to develop the app, you can tell them that and charge a good amount of money for that. But it's advisable because of it's advisable for you as social media to also know how to build it. Why? Because it's important, because that also gives you relevancy in that workplace. Very, very important. So, but though I know Africa is still an emerging country, as an emerging continent, so AI automation is not really a thing yet, but so now that you know about it in anybody's class, try to learn how to use AI to code. It's not hard, it's just prompting and then AI does the work for you. Understanding software architecture, I'm also learning it myself because I have to stay relevant. So that's why I love this industry we are in, because it's an industry that makes you want to learn and get to know more. So you can't stay idle and not know anything. So if you can do that, you know how to bid for Facebook. It can easily help you automate your content, your videos. But though people will know that when they begin to read your content, though there's a way you can do it, you can code your AI that is very relatable. I can write a content for you now, you read it, you know that it's AI that wrote it. So it's possible. So there are ways, all depends on your what prompting skills. So you also need to learn how to prompt. So once you can do that, it's good for personal brand is very, very good because you can just be sleeping in your house and every day. But when it comes to video, I think video is not yet out there. But you can do, I think there are platforms that can do, you can also vibe code what's it called, an AI platform that does videos for you. So your next question about segmentation, yes and no. When it comes to that segmentation, why I would say that is because of when you are working with a brand, for instance, like a company, it's not the you're not that you will now post about, let's say for instance now I'm working with FlyHire now. I will not post two different posts in one day. I'll post one post in one day. That's across all social media platforms. That has to do with images. So that means if I'm going to create an image, I'll just turn my image to a video. So I'm not going to be trying to recreate multiple content, like create different contents for this because of I'm not saying, oh, because of this particular audience work well with this, I will not create this particular content for them because of time and you might have other things you want to do. But for personal brand, you can apply that. I advise you to apply that. But because of that, I would say because of you're going to if you're working in the company, just focus on one content per day for them. Just create the content that you post for that day so I don't stress yourself because man, it's not easy. That's how I'll just tell you. It's not easy. Yes, Tambeka, you have a question.
Yes, I have two. And they are about the three evergreen markets.
Yeah.
So I want to know, why do we consider the three, the health, wealth, and relationships, to be always in demand? And I wanted to know if can something fit into more than one of those markets at the same time?
Okay, what do you mean by something fitting into the market when I want but same time?
I need to, we're talking about health, wealth, and relationships,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
And so when I say, like, when I like, can a product or service or whatever that we're trying to market to the target audience that we have, can it fit into more than one market at the same time? Like, can it fit into wealth? Can it fit into health? Can it fit into into relationships all at the same time, and not just be boxed into one?
That's a good question. I'll say, well, I've not thought about that. That's what I would say. And I don't know. Do I have to do my research? I've not thought about a market that fit into money, relationship, and health. But I know that primary, those three markets are evergreen because of they relate to us as human beings. You need to be healthy today to be right in this class. You need to also eat to be here. If you don't eat, you'll be tired and you feel weak. You need you want to get married, you have family members you need to interact with, so it's important. Then you also need money. You are here, you bought data, you spent money to be able to connect here because you have data to be able to connect. So those things are primary to us. They are primary. I use the word primary because they are things that we cannot do without. Or can you do without a man? So it's primary to us. You can't do without a man. You can't do without money because you women, you like money. Money, all you know is money, 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 money. Abi, that's your language. So those are things that are primary to us. And then health. If you are not well today, you can't be in this class. So why I talked about them is that those are primary markets that people cannot do without. So those are kind of markets that if you are a freelancer, you should be looking at creating products around them and selling to people. But those are even businesses you should go into, like even real estate is an industry on its own. Then I'll teach people how to make money. Teach people digital market is also how to make money. You can teach people how to create an online course. You can teach people how to you can monetize your knowledge. You can teach people how to manage social media. You can teach people even when it comes to health, you can partner with someone that's a health professional and then help them sell their products and their services through ads. There are people that, like I said when I was talking about this class, that there are some business owners that I know that they sell supplements in Nigeria and they're making good money. So whatever markets you choose to enter, just know that those are three evergreen markets. Because now some of us know knows like now let me know this is not to shade the guy. Some of us don't know how to talk to women, don't know how to woo a woman, don't know how to make her say, oh, like you. Some of the even ladies, some ladies don't know how to talk to a man. They don't know how to handle their emotions. Those are markets. I can sell a course to them and train them how to do that as their coach. And people are going to buy why? Because it's important to them. So knowing these things just for you to have an understanding outside of, as I talked about, not everybody's going to get internship. So those are things that you can look into and then create a product around them, or businesses can approach that. Oh, you can help them do manage their social media. You can be their digital marketer or they be their social media manager. So those are the things. So any other question? Because in the next few minutes I have another class. Any other question? So I'm going to drop the slides now. Yeah, MM, you're the last person, so please shoot.
Okay, thank you so much. I really love the training. So I would want to talk about your statement on posting one content a day and making it across all platforms that you're
Yeah,
handling, the social media platforms.
yeah.
So my own is, can't we just have a kind of tweak maybe in each platform? For instance, we are posting on maybe brand awareness, and then when you come to on Facebook, coming to Instagram, maybe we change the image or add some other words that would enhance it depending on the platform. Go to LinkedIn and you just add other things. Must it be the same post across all platforms? No tweak at all, depending on the platforms you are using.
Well, our advice is to be the same because of you want to maintain brand voice and tone. Very important. You want to maintain brand voice and tone so that it doesn't you're not having different things. But though it's not bad to have a tweak, but make sure it doesn't affect the brand voice and make sure it doesn't affect the branding also. Very important. So if that doesn't affect, you're good to go. Yeah. So thank you guys. I'm having a class in the next few minutes. So uh Akombi, this is time has gone in these 2 minutes. I'll give you 1 minute because I have a class now. So just see your question so we can run up.
Good evening, everyone.